That's a really good question when you ask me about an ideal father, really, because from my perspective and my experience, I don't know what an ideal father is. I grew up raised predominantly by women.
Men are expected and assumed to be the leaders of their family, to be the leaders in their community, and also to be leaders within their respective homes. When combined, homes and families create our neighborhoods. Our homes, families, and neighborhoods, they comprise communities. Together, communities build cities, and cities, when connected together, they create states. For so many years, the mass media and popular culture have bombarded us with negative and stereotypical portrayals of the irresponsible black man, the violent black man, the incarcerated black man, the drug addicted black man.
I saw the kind of shattering experiences that young black men from my immediate generation went through. But it especially turned sinister in the late 70s, early 80s, when crack began to replace just bud and weed as the drug of choice to sell.
Crack is a hell of a drug. I got this saying, I say, heroin took the daddies, crack took the mamas, the war on drug took me and your generation, our age group, and now the devil himself got our babies.
Right here on this corner, man, I watched several of my friends lose their life right here on this corner. Seen a lot of people, give up on life, whether it was selling drugs, using drugs, and that was a dope era. That was the thing that I grew up in. That was what I watched when I walked to the store. A casual walk to the store could mean anything.
And the war machine of the 60s and 70s produced more weapons than the world has ever had. And they flooded into lower class communities. So it's just been a vicious kind of evolutionary cycle.
In more contemporary times, images of the irresponsible baby daddy and the absent, deadbeat dad have been shown so often that seemingly it appears that an endless number of black men are missing.
And I was like, do you even know who I am? He said, then he got up, walked to the kitchen, walked past me, but still with his back to me. He was like, yeah, I know who you are. The pride and ego in me would like to go, look, you left me and look how well I turned out. I would love to do that to my father.
I was 30 years old when he first told me he was proud of me. And that changed my whole life, because I've been looking for that. Most boys, let's from a psychological standpoint, most boys are looking for a father to say, I'm proud of you, son.
With so many black men absent from their family and absent from their home and absent from their community, is there any wonder why the black community today is in such a state of disarray? It appears that the black male leadership is missing.
It's some dudes that said, I've never seen my grandfather. I've never met my dad. That is a chasm. That's a hole. We don't talk amongst men. We might shuck and jive about the Laker game, but we don't really talk about these hard. This stuff is emotional. This stuff is hurtful. This stuff right here, man, is stuff that we're not taught to talk about.
And if you let the media tell it, the black man is gone in far too many instances.
And my mama was my biggest male influence, and that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? My mom played all roles.
Let me tell you about these sisters real quick. They holding it down for us black men. We the one that's absent. We the problem.
But wait, there is hope for our beloved black community, and all is not lost. In the face of such harrowing, negative statistics and such detrimental imagery, we know that there are scores of black men who have taken the responsibility of fatherhood head on.
But I haven't seen anything on black fathers, like positive black fathers. It's always they're missing, where are they? But to put them, showcase them.
Taught me a lot of good things, a lot of good qualities, speaking up for yourself, standing up, looking men in the eye, always be respectful and never be disrespected. And I'm trying to show my sons how to be a good man, and when you do wrong, make sure you atone for it with an apology and with a corrective action, and to learn from that and never make the same mistake.
Being a father is, you have to want to be a father, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to be involved with your child's life, man, because this generation, I've noticed, there is more black men involved with their children than any other time.
We often overlook the men and fathers who are present, who are active, and who are hands-on in their children's lives.
I want to be the positive influence that I seen in some of my friends' fathers. I want to be able to teach her the things that, that my dad wanted to explain to me, but I was too young, to understand those jewels.
The present, active, and accountable black father, the role model, the leader. He also deserves the opportunity to be documented, portrayed, and to be highlighted. He deserves his chance to tell his story from his perspective. He deserves the chance to provide a counter narrative, or perhaps more precisely, to provide a reparative narrative.
It's a story that needs to be told, not just our story, but, the others that are on this documentary, their stories, people just getting to hear, and then hearing it from the fathers, I think is, coming out of their mouth, their opinions, their situations is, is what's important. Once you hear it from them, it's kind of like it's solidified, it's their truth. Whether it's a good thing or whether it's a bad thing, it's still their truth and it's their opinion and it's how they feel about the situation. It just needs to be told. I think, our light needs to be shined brighter, as black fathers.
I hope you smile back at the man you see when you look in the mirror, because you have every reason to be proud. Showing your sons how to walk and stand, teaching them vision and how to plan for their futures and to avoid the pen. How to be good fathers, raising boys to be men. Love your sons and your daughters. That's what it means to be a good father. The apple of her daddy's eye is what every little girl deserves. To know love first from the black man who aided in her birth, dispelling the myth that black men don't take care of their children. Well, I can honestly say that's not true. Look at you. Oh yeah, and Obama too, and all the other black men who take their role of father seriously. Being the best daddy is who you strive to be. So be proud of the man you see when you look in the mirror and smile.